Let's shift focus back to GST then. As the countdown to India's largest tax reform nears its end, industries across the country are gearing up to embrace the new policy. In our ongoing coverage of India's preparedness to embrace this new tax regime, we look at the gems and jewellery sector today. Will prices increase? Will demand take a hit? And most importantly, will diamonds continue to be a girl's best friend? CNBC TV 18's Nitya Balakrishnan finds out.
The gems and jewellery space of the country is home to over 500,000 players and is one of India's fastest growing sectors. It is highly labour-intensive and export-oriented. Interestingly, the GST Council has proposed a 3% slab for gold, silver and diamond jewellery, and when it comes to gold making charges and diamond processing, it has a slab of 5%.
This special treatment has given jewelers something to smile about.
One word to say is we have to welcome it in a positive way, and GST is really good. One kind of taxation throughout the country, it's really good. Now, when you have a uniform taxation, it's really comfortable for retailers to gather the jewelry or the designs throughout India and put it at one place. It's really good.
However, the fact remains that while the GST Council's decision on tax rate are below market expectations, it is still higher than the prevalent 2%. Jewelers are looking to pass on this extra cost to customers, but are not worried about a possible backlash in terms of lowering demand.
Some parts of India where the VAT is earlier 4% and we have an excise duty for the manufacturing jewelry, taking the part of Hyderabad, 1% is your local VAT and you're paying 1% excise duty for the jewelry manufacturer. Earlier it's 2%, now it's 3%. I don't think 1% could make any big difference for the customer, but they're going to see a very good range of jewelry and choice.
It will be surely has to be borne by some margins from the showroom owner or the jeweler and some by the customer also.
Only 30% of the gems and jewellery sector in India is organised, and over 150 tons of gold and precious stones smuggled into the country annually. The government is hopeful that a uniform tax code will mean that this sector becomes more transparent, efficient and organised in the long term. But will there be migration pains in the near term?
Documentation and the paperwork, I don't think it's going to be something more high for an organized sector. It could be a little difficult for the first few months to change into that. I think it could be a normal. And we can see a lot of unorganized sectors could come to organized sector. That's a good move we can see into that.
Data from the Commerce Ministry suggests that jewelry exports grew to a whopping $36 billion in FY17. 8.75% higher than in FY16. Experts insist that in the long run, with GST coming in, export growth will hit double digit.
If things are getting organized, then it will surely have an impact on the sales also, which will be export sales also.
It's always somebody's birthday, wedding or anniversary, and giving gifts of gold, diamonds and precious metals never goes out of style. Which is why in the months that led up to the GST, we saw a surge in demand and sales owing to the fear of a 5% slab on jewellery and 18% on making charges. Despite the fact that prices may go upwards come the 1st of July, this seems to be a sector that's waiting to embrace the uniform goods and services tax with open arms. In Hyderabad, Nitya Balakrishnan, CNBC TV 18.